I'm Mike Benton for Thunder Vision, and it's about that time of year when injuries at the upper level start summoning talent from the ECHL in the form of call-ups. The two latest ones are Kenny MacAulay and Bryan Young, both defensemen, as MacAulay was loaned today to San Antonio on a tryout agreement, and Young was recalled by the Springfield Falcons. To make more out of that, here is Thunder head coach Matt Thomas. And Matt, first off, can you make more out of their latest chance up in the AHL?
Well, I think both deserved. Obviously, a guy like Bryan Young's played a lot of games up there and has played 17 in the NHL, so he's a guy that is a guy that obviously can play up there, and they've got some injuries right now, so it's an easy fit. He's under contract to them as well. So Kenny MacAulay is one of the top leading scorers for defensemen, and both years he's finished in the American Hockey League. I think we were lucky to have him as well. Obviously, I think they're both big losses for us. I think Kenny was our best and only good player on the weekend, and Bryan Young's a big physical presence and a guy that I think can calm the defense down and match up against other teams' top lines. So losing both those guys is going to be hard to fill, but we've got guys here and it's going to be an increased role for them, and it's one of the reasons that we started the season with 9 defensemen.
So where does this leave you in terms of filling holes?
Well, I don't think we're going to look at it yet. Jordan Benfeld had a little bit of an upper body injury over the weekend, so it's something that I think he'll be ready to go by the weekend. And then obviously Matt Odette's a guy that has been nursed an injury at the beginning of the season, but looks to be about 100%. So the decision will be on who we want to put in there and if we want to activate somebody off the IR. But we got plenty of guys that are healthy to be able to take those minutes, and I think the big thing is looking at the increased ice time and the increased roles for different guys and how they're going to be able to respond to it.
The power play was ranked 3rd in the ECHL entering today, and a lot of that had to do with MacAulay, who had 10 points back on the blue line on the point. So are you a firm believer right now in terms of promoting from within and giving other players who haven't had as much time to show their stuff in the man advantage now a chance to finally show their stuff?
Well, I think there's something that needs to be understood is that there's guys that are power play players and there's guys that aren't, and there's no disrespect to the guys that I think aren't. It's just their game isn't tailored to that type of play and that type of patience and kind of puck handling type of atmosphere that a power play brings. So we'll switch some things around. There'll be some guys that will go into some different roles. You'll probably see some forwards on the point a little bit more on the power play. I think it's an opportunity to get those guys some more ice time too. But there's certainly some defensemen there that are gonna be required to take some of those minutes from Kenny off the power play. And I don't think it's a one-man show at the power play. Our power play has been scoring goals because guys have been going hard to the net, and we just didn't do that on the weekend. I think that's the one thing we can correct going into this weekend against Ontario.